amazing. We got eggs. We got farm eggs. Look at these beautiful things. She doesn't use any light. She uses all organic. We just surmise that the reason they're laying is because they're new. They're only 24 weeks old. That's what their body's doing. So we got 4 dozen. We're so excited to have real eggs again. Yay! Today we are going to take some of the einkorn that we've ground. My trusty sous chef ground this all for me. 4 cups of the einkorn kernels, the berries, made 7.5 cups of flour. So we are using, we're making a no-knead overnight bread. So I'm starting it tonight, and then it's going to rest for 10 to 15 hours. So the beauty of einkorn bread is that it's super simple. Once you learn how to make it, it's super simple. So it doesn't take kneading, and in fact you don't want to knead it a lot. And there's a kneading spoon, like a kneading utensil, that I've got in my wish list that I don't have yet. So we will work on what it is we're going to use, but here we go.
She's so cute when she's cooking.
All right, so you use everything with a scale when you're doing einkorn. So we got a scale, and I set the bowl on here and I zeroed it out. And it wants to have 472 grams of water, warm water. So I'm putting that in here, and I used filtered water, and we're going to put 472. Oh, a little too much. Perfect, 472. So then you take this and you zero it out again, because now I am putting in a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. That's all you do. Now eventually I'm going to have my own sourdough mix so that I won't be using any yeast, but this is from her recipe book, Carla, and this is what she says to do. So you just take a little pinch of it. I'm actually gonna do this. Oops. And it's not measuring. But that's what we're gonna do. Okay, zero that out. So, and then you stir this a little bit. Unlike when we don't disturb it and we just let it sit there and rest, you stir this a little bit. It says, stir until dissolved and creamy looking. So, I'm gonna stir it a little bit more. And then you pour in your flour.
Is it zero?
And yeah, I gotta scoot it back so I can actually see it. There we go. So I'm zeroing it out again, and then you start adding your flour. And I'm going to add 696 grams. And I actually watched her reach in and grab some out when she had a little too much, so I will watch it. And this is the whole wheat flour that I'm adding. So this is equivalent to 7 1/4 cups. If it was all-purpose einkorn flour, you would only add 6 cups. What did I say? 696. I'm at 693 or 73. 687. 600. Oh, tiny bit too much. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we're adding in 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. I hope it's okay with her because I'm using pink Himalayan salt.
She won't even know.
Well, she will if it doesn't turn out.
Who's gonna tell her?
Okay, then you just stir it gently until it's all, I think my tablet is ringing over here. That's
your
my
tablet?
tablet, yes.
I have no clue what it wants. It has no business contacting you right now.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off of this now. And you just wanna stir it, and I'll read what it says. It says, stir until the flour is absorbed and you have a thick, sticky dough. And with einkorn, you don't want to knead it a lot. And as it sits, the flour absorbs the moisture. And so that's why you want it to be sticky now. Jim, can you get me a clean dishcloth? All right, now I'm just gonna cover it till tomorrow. Gee, that was really hard. And set it back here. So this is really exciting to see how it works. And then tomorrow when we're cooking it, we're actually using this. It bakes inside of the oven in this. And it comes out to be really cool. But it's a long process because I have to put it into a colander with a towel and let it sit and raise and then do that. So I'm not sure if this is going to be on tomorrow or the next day.
What time is it now?
What time is it now?
I think it's time to kiss the cook.
So anyway, I will let you know how this turns out. I've got some of my, I'm gonna taste it. Tastes pretty good. I've done a lot of reading today about einkorn. Thanks for watching. Good morning. It's early, still dark outside. Of course, it is 7:15 or whatever. So I walked down here this morning and the whole downstairs smells like a yeasty bread warm smell. And my bowl is just toasty warm. So, oh, one thing I do need to tell you is last night after I finished, it said that this was supposed to be covered with plastic wrap. So I did cover it with plastic wrap. So you saw that last night, what I put in there. Look at this now. Whoa. That's so amazing. So I take this bowl and I, on my counter, which we've got really clean, generously put out some flour. Now this is going to be very sticky and you don't want to hold it for very long. I mean, you don't. Now, coming at some point, what you doing? You checking the degrees? I don't know that it's, you know,
Didn't do anything.
fancy or anything. So they have plastic scrapers that you can get, they're big. It's in my wish list in Amazon, but for now I'm going to use this one. Hey, that one works pretty good. So you don't want to touch it very much. So what you're going to do is take it like this. And I actually think that's too much flour. This is the simplest bread I've ever made, because what you do is you roll it like this with your seam here. And then I have a colander and I put a towel in it. Okay, so you're supposed to get those really expensive, I can't remember what they're called. I do know what they're called, but I can't remember right now, that you put your artisan bread in. But when you don't have that, she said, get a colander and some linen. Well, I don't have linen, so I'm using my towel. And then you generously flour this. And you put, see, I think that's too much flour. But it's super soft dough. So let me just, so I'm going to take the seam and have the seam be in the bottom. Hopefully, there we go. And then we put it into our container here. There we go. And it rests for 30 minutes. So I'm going to cover that back up. While that is resting, we're going to turn the oven on to 500. Can my trusty assistant do that? I still like dough. We're going to take our beautiful, beautiful pan with the lid on and stick it in the oven on 500 for 30 minutes while this bread is doing its resting. Okay. Now we wait. And where's my pot holder? Did you just take it?
I used it.
Woo! Definitely hot. Close that up. And then we're going to reduce the temperature to 450. And you can see that it's proofed a little bit. And all we do is take the lid off. Whew. We're going to double lid that because that was a little hot.
It's hot?
Yeah. And we're going to turn this upside down.
Yeah, don't touch the side.
Don't touch the sides. And I didn't turn it quite right. Okay. We're just going to let it set in there, and I'm going to slice it a couple of times. Okay. Put the lid back on. Okay, open the oven. And stick it back in. And it goes for 40 minutes. Timer.
Those are seconds.
Those are minutes. All right, we'll wait and see. Click, 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 40 minutes. Wow, I wasn't sure, and it just doesn't stick at all. There you go. Well, now we gotta wait the agonizing 2 hours to see how it tastes afterwards. Oh, it says cool without this on. And then when it's all done, you wrap it into a clean towel for about 3 days. You don't even put it in plastic. Just the way they do, you know, when they're sitting on the wall in the Italian bakery shops. Numb. It's time. And I learned this really great way to do it. So you go back and forth. So I'm going to do this. It's dense. And then I'm going to cut one of these. She said it had a nutty flavor. Very much has a nutty flavor. It's delicious. I'm excited. This is good. So I'm excited to try some that proof a little more, because she has several recipes where they proof for 5 to 6 hours. This was a quick overnight one. But yeah, because I think it'll be a little bit less dense. This is delicious. I am very pleased with my first loaf of bread, and it was super quick. You know, overnight, but I was sleeping. Not bad.